The city outside glowed with neon lights reflecting off the wet streets below. Rain had stopped just minutes ago, leaving the air crisp and smelling of ozone. In the heart of the futuristic city, a tall apartment tower stood silently, its windows flickering with the light of countless rooms. One of those rooms belonged to Ryan, a young human engineer who spent most of his nights tinkering with strange devices he barely understood. Tonight, his small apartment was quiet, save for the soft hum of a mysterious alien artifact sitting on his workbench. It pulsed with a faint blue light as if breathing. Ryan leaned over it, soldering tiny circuits, unaware of how dangerous it could be. He had found it earlier that day in an abandoned laboratory on the outskirts of the city. Curiosity had driven him to take it home, and curiosity often led to trouble. He heard the faintest sound of footsteps, almost like whispers against the polished floor. His heart skipped a beat. "Who's there?" he muttered, his voice low. There was no answer. Only the hum of the artifact grew louder, its glow intensifying with a strange rhythm. At that exact moment, Lyra, his maid, entered the apartment, accidentally. She had been sent to check on him, unaware that he was still awake. Normally she knocked before entering, but tonight the door had been left ajar. She stepped in silently, carrying a small tray of food. The moment her eyes landed on Ryan, she froze. He was bent over the artifact, his back exposed under a thin shirt that had slipped from his shoulder. The light from the alien device cast strange shadows across his face and bare arms. Lyra gasped softly, covering her mouth with one hand. She had never seen him like this. So focused, so vulnerable, and so different. Ryan didn't notice her at first. He was completely absorbed in the artifact. Sparks jumped from a tiny circuit, illuminating his concentrated expression. The artifact began to glow brighter, almost as if it had recognized Lyra's presence. Strange holographic symbols hovered above it, floating in the air, flickering like fireflies. Lyra took a cautious step forward, but her foot hit a small metal piece on the floor. It clanged loudly. Ryan jerked upright, his eyes wide with shock. "Who?" he began, but then froze when he saw Lyra standing there, her eyes wide, her mouth open. For a moment, there was only silence. The artifact pulsed between them, its light painting the room in hues of electric blue and green. Lyra's face reflected the light, giving her an almost ethereal appearance. She felt something strange in her chest, a pull she couldn't explain, as if the artifact was reaching out to both of them. Ryan rubbed his eyes, trying to focus. "Lyra, what are you doing here at this hour?" His voice was calm, but his mind raced. He knew he should have locked the door. He knew he should have kept the artifact hidden. Yet the way she stood there, frozen and shocked, made him hesitate. Lyra swallowed hard. I thought you were asleep," she stammered. Her gaze kept flicking to the artifact, now glowing even brighter. She felt an unfamiliar energy in the air, something that made the hairs on her arms stand up. It wasn't human, that much she could tell. She had always been more than just a maid. There were things she had kept hidden, things even Ryan didn't know about. The artifact emitted a sudden pulse, and both of them felt it like a gentle shock. Ryan stepped back instinctively. The light from the device wrapped around Lyra for a moment, making her eyes glow slightly. She gasped. Something inside her stirred, a memory, a warning, a secret she had tried to forget. Ryan's curiosity overtook his concern. He leaned closer, reaching for the artifact. "Where did this come from? What is it?" he asked. The artifact seemed to respond to his voice, its glow stabilizing and forming a faint holographic map in the air. Symbols he had never seen before rotated slowly, aligning as if guiding him. Lyra felt a shiver run down her spine. "Ryan, be careful," she whispered. But even as she said it, she realized she might have to reveal her own secret soon. The artifact had sensed her. It knew she was not fully human. Suddenly, a soft metallic click echoed from the apartment door. Someone or something was outside. The artifact flickered violently as if warning them. Ryan turned toward the door, then back to Lyra. Their eyes met, and in that brief instant a silent agreement formed. They were in this together, whether they wanted to be or not. The hum of the artifact grew louder, its light brighter than ever, casting long shadows across the walls. Outside, the city continued its quiet buzz, oblivious to the strange events unfolding in a small apartment high above. Lyra took a deep breath, steadying herself. Ryan's hands trembled slightly as he touched the glowing surface of the artifact. Neither of them spoke for a moment. The room was filled with tension, curiosity, and the quiet knowledge that this night would change everything. Outside the door, the soft click repeated, closer this time. Someone was trying to enter. Lyra whispered, almost to herself, "It's already begun." And in that moment, the artifact flared, casting a blinding light that filled the entire room, leaving both human and Maid frozen in a moment that would mark the start of something extraordinary. The blinding light from the artifact slowly dimmed, leaving the room bathed in a soft, pulsing blue glow. Ryan blinked rapidly, trying to focus. His heart pounded in his chest as he glanced at Lyra, whose eyes were wide with shock. She had never seen the artifact behave like this before, and she had worked for him for months. Something about the way it reacted to her presence made her uneasy, as if it recognized something hidden within her. Ryan took a cautious step forward. "Lyra, what's happening? Why is it acting like this?" His voice was low but tense. He felt the hum of the artifact vibrating through the floor like it was alive. Lyra hesitated, biting her lower lip. She had kept her true identity a secret from him for a long time, blending into his human world as his maid. But now, standing here in the glow of the artifact, she could feel her control slipping. Something deep inside her stirred. A memory, a signal, a connection she could no longer ignore. I think it knows something about me," she said finally, her voice trembling. Her hands instinctively moved toward her chest as if protecting herself. It's not just a machine. It's something else. Something alive." Ryan's curiosity flared. He stepped closer, reaching toward the artifact. The moment his fingers brushed its surface, a holographic projection erupted into the air. Symbols and lines formed an intricate map, showing distant stars, glowing planets, and a strange figure that resembled Lyra, but not entirely human. Ryan's mouth fell open. "Lyra, is that you?" Lyra's eyes widened. She realized there was no hiding anymore. The artifact had seen through her disguise. The time for secrets was over. Slowly, she stepped back and whispered, I am not fully human. I never told you because I wanted to protect you and myself." Ryan took a step backward, unsure whether to be afraid or amazed. "Not human? What do you mean?" His gaze shifted to the holographic figure. The glowing eyes, the faint luminescent skin, the almost otherworldly posture, it all matched the artifact's projection. Lyra swallowed hard. "I am from another world. I was sent here to watch over you, to protect you from something you cannot see yet. I never meant for you to find out like this." Her voice trembled, but there was determination in her eyes. Ryan's mind raced. His apartment, the artifact, the strange vibrations he had felt. Everything suddenly made sense. The energy coming from the device wasn't just alien technology. It was alive, connected to Lyra in ways he didn't understand. "So, you've been here all this time watching over me?" he asked, his voice a mixture of awe and disbelief. Lyra nodded, but her attention was drawn to the window. A shadow moved outside, long and mechanical, sliding across the rain-slicked streets below. The artifact pulsed violently as if warning them. "They are close," she whispered. "The ones who are looking for this artifact, they will not stop. If they find it, they will come for both of us." Ryan's stomach twisted. He glanced at the artifact, now glowing brighter than ever. "We need to hide it, or move it, but how? I barely understand what it is." Lyra's eyes softened for a moment. "It responds to me, and to you. Together we can protect it, but you must trust me completely." Her hand hovered over the artifact, and it pulsed gently beneath her fingers. Energy rippled through the room, casting shifting shadows across the walls. Before Ryan could respond, a loud metallic sound echoed from the apartment door. Someone or something was trying to open it. The artifact flared brightly, almost as if sensing the threat. Lyra grabbed Ryan's arm. "Quickly! We need to hide it." Ryan nodded, heart hammering. He followed her to a small hidden compartment behind the workbench, where the artifact could be concealed. Lyra placed her hands over it, and the glow dimmed slightly as if obeying her. As they crouched together, Ryan whispered, "Why didn't you tell me before? Why now?" Lyra hesitated, then said softly, "I was afraid that if you knew my truth, you might not trust me, or worse, you might get hurt. But the artifact revealed everything tonight. There's no turning back." Ryan studied her face, seeing not just a maid, but a warrior, a guardian, and something profoundly alien. He realized that all those small oddities he had noticed, The way she reacted to danger, her strength, her strange knowledge of technology, they were all pieces of a bigger puzzle. Outside, the sound of movement grew louder. Mechanical clicks and the faint hum of advanced sensors filled the hallway. The intruders were close. The artifact pulsed again, and Lyra's eyes glowed faintly in response. A low, almost musical hum filled the room, vibrating through Ryan's chest. He felt it deep inside, like the heartbeat of another world calling out to him. Lyra whispered urgently, "They are coming for the artifact. And for you. You need to stay close, trust me. Follow my lead." Ryan nodded, a mix of fear and excitement coursing through him. The night that had started as ordinary had become extraordinary. And now, caught between the human world and the secrets of the cosmos, they had only moments to act before everything changed. As the first shadow appeared at the door, Lyra pressed a small button on the artifact. A soft blue field enveloped them, hiding them from view. Ryan felt the strange energy wrap around him, and for the first time, he realized that the ordinary rules of his world no longer applied. This was just the beginning. Ryan crouched beside Lyra, his chest still racing from the pulse of the artifact. The blue light wrapped around them, making the room feel unreal, almost like they were suspended between worlds. His eyes flicked nervously to the door where shadows lingered outside. Whoever or whatever was coming, they were advanced. Not human. That much he could tell from the faint hum and whirring sound that vibrated through the hallway. Lyra's hands hovered over the artifact, her fingers tracing invisible patterns in the air. The hum seemed to respond to her touch, pulsing faster, almost as if it recognized her. Ryan's eyes widened. You're controlling it," he whispered. Lyra's gaze met his, steady but tinged with urgency. "I can guide it, but only because I am part of it in a way. You've seen me as your maid, but I'm more than that. I'm from a world far beyond yours." Her voice was calm, but every word carried weight. "I was sent to protect you. That artifact, it's the key to something bigger than this city, bigger than either of us." Ryan's mind reeled. He had always imagined science and technology could do almost anything, but this was beyond anything he had ever known. "Protect me, why me?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Lyra's eyes softened, but her expression remained serious. "Because you are human. You have something they do not. Creativity, courage, and a heart that can make choices no machine or alien could predict. That is why they sent me, and why the artifact responded to you tonight." Ryan swallowed hard, trying to process her words. Part of him wanted to question everything she had said, but the artifact's hum made doubt impossible. It was alive, aware, and somehow connected to both of them. Then, from the hallway outside, a new sound cut through the tension, a metallic scraping, like something enormous moving closer. The blue glow of the artifact pulsed violently, and Lyra's form shimmered faintly, as if energy from her body was merging with the device. "They are here," she whispered urgently. "The ones hunting the artifact, they sense its energy. And now they know you are involved." Ryan glanced toward her, panic rising. "Hunting it? Who are they?" Lyra hesitated, a shadow of fear crossing her alien features. "They are from a world beyond your own, but not like me. They are hunters, enforcers of an order that seeks to control knowledge and power. The artifact, it cannot fall into their hands. If it does, they will use it to destroy worlds, not protect them." Ryan's eyes darted back to the holographic map projected from the artifact. Glowing lines traced unknown star systems, planets, and symbols he could not read. In the center of the map was a figure resembling Lyra, her alien form highlighted in shimmering light. It moved slightly, as if alive. Lyra noticed his gaze. "That is me from my world. That is who I truly am. And you are the one who can help unlock its full potential. But first, you must understand me. There is a connection between us, a bond that even the hunters cannot break." Ryan took a deep breath, trying to steady his nerves. "A bond? What kind of bond?" Lyra's eyes glowed faintly as she whispered, "A bond of survival. The artifact links to those it deems worthy. Tonight it recognized you. It recognized your courage and your heart. That is why it reacted so strongly when you and I were together." Suddenly, a faint vibration ran through the apartment, shaking the floorboards. Ryan's pulse quickened. "They're getting closer." Lyra nodded. "Yes, they can track the artifact's energy signature. But we have a chance. If we leave this apartment now, we can reach a place where the artifact's power is stronger, where it can protect us. But you must trust me completely. Ryan's fear mixed with awe. He had always thought of the world as a series of problems to solve, equations to balance and devices to fix. Now it was bigger, cosmic in scale. And beside him, Lyra was no longer just a maid. She was a guardian, a being from another world, a protector whose life and mission were intertwined with his. "Okay," he said finally, determination settling in his chest. "I trust you. Show me what to do." Lyra smiled faintly, a mixture of relief and urgency in her eyes. "Good. Hold on tightly." She touched the artifact again, and the blue light surged, extending outward to form a small portal of shimmering energy. Ryan's heart raced. "A portal?" he whispered. Lyra nodded. "It will take us to a hidden station, a place out of reach from the hunters. But we must move fast. They will not wait." As they stepped toward the portal, the sound of heavy footsteps and metallic scraping grew louder behind them. Ryan could see shadows pressing against the doorway, but the artifact's energy shielded them. The world outside the apartment blurred, replaced by swirling lights and the hum of cosmic energy. For a brief moment, Ryan felt weightless, suspended between the familiar world of his city and the vast unknown beyond. Lyra's hand held his tightly, her eyes glowing with an inner light. The bond between them pulsed like a heartbeat, and the artifact responded, casting a protective glow around both of them. And then, with a sudden rush of energy, the portal closed behind them. The apartment, the shadows, the hunters, all disappeared. They were somewhere else now, safe for the moment, but only just. Ryan looked at Lyra, awe and wonder in his eyes. "Where are we?" Lyra's smile was calm, but her eyes held urgency. "Somewhere you've never been. Somewhere only we can go. But remember, this is only the beginning. The real danger is still out there waiting for us." And in that moment, suspended in a space between worlds, Ryan realized his life had changed forever. The maid he once knew was now a guardian from another world, and together, they would face threats that no human or alien had ever faced before. The artifact pulsed between them, a silent promise of adventure, danger, and the bond that would shape their destiny. The portal deposited them with a gentle jolt onto a floating platform suspended above a sprawling alien city. Lights shimmered across towers of glass and metal, buildings twisting into impossible shapes that defied Ryan's understanding of physics. The air was thin but breathable, tinged with an electric hum that seemed to vibrate through the bones. He blinked, trying to process everything, while Lyra's form glowed faintly in response to the energy around them. "We are safe. For now," Lyra said, her voice calm but urgent. "This is a hidden station used by my people for emergencies. The hunters cannot find us here unless we make a mistake." Ryan looked around, awe and anxiety mingling in his chest. "Hunters? You mean the ones who were after the artifact?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, they are relentless. They seek power without understanding it. They will destroy anyone in their path to get it. That artifact, it is more than just a device. It is a key to knowledge, energy, and forces that could change worlds. That is why we must protect it." Before Ryan could ask more, a distant rumble shook the platform. Shadows moved across the alien skyline, shapes unlike anything he had ever seen. Sleek black drones with glowing red sensors skimmed through the sky, scanning everything in sight. The hunters had tracked the artifact's energy to this station. "They found us," Lyra said softly. Her glowing eyes narrowed and her body shifted slightly, almost imperceptibly. The faint wings under her clothes stirred, responding to the alien energy of the station. Ryan's stomach twisted with fear. "We can't fight them. We barely understand the artifact, and—" "You can fight," Lyra interrupted firmly. "Not like them, not yet. But with human ingenuity and courage, you can survive. That is why I am here with you. You have a mind they cannot predict, and together we are stronger than they expect." The first wave of hunters arrived, a squad of drones swooping down from the sky, their red sensors scanning the station. The artifact pulsed violently in response to their presence, a surge of energy that threw both Ryan and Lyra slightly off balance. The light seemed alive, protective, and aware. Lyra placed a hand over Ryan's shoulder. "Hold this," she said, pressing a small glowing crystal into his palm. "It will shield you for a moment. Trust it and trust me." Ryan stared at the crystal, then at the approaching drones. His heart pounded, but he obeyed. The crystal warmed in his hand, emitting a soft protective field that shimmered like a bubble of water. The first drone swooped past them, sensors glowing red and the field absorbed its scanning pulse. Ryan felt a rush of confidence. Lyra leaped forward, moving like a blur. Her alien energy flared, wings unfurling slightly as she dodged a drone and struck it with precise movements. Sparks and small explosions lit the area as the drones fell in pieces. Ryan watched in amazement. "You're incredible," he shouted, ducking another attack. Lyra's eyes softened briefly. "You'll have your chance too. Just watch and learn." She moved with precision, a mixture of strength and grace, channeling the artifact's energy through her body. Each motion seemed to guide the hum of the device, amplifying its power against the intruders. A second wave of drones approached, faster and larger this time. Ryan gripped the crystal tightly, feeling it vibrate in response to the danger. Taking a deep breath, he followed Lyra's lead, moving instinctively through the shadows of the station. He threw a small piece of equipment at one drone, watching in surprise as it short-circuited from the crystal's energy field. Lyra glanced at him, a faint smile on her lips. "Yes, that's it. Use your mind, not brute force. That is the human advantage. They cannot anticipate creativity." Ryan's confidence grew. Together they moved like a single unit, human and alien, each covering the other. The drones fell one by one, but more kept coming. It became clear that the hunters were relentless and highly intelligent. Then something unexpected happened. The artifact flared brightly, projecting a holographic image of a vast star system. Lines of energy connected planets and stations, highlighting a path that seemed to lead away from the hunters. Lyra's eyes widened. "It's showing us a safe route. We can escape if we follow this." Ryan's mind raced. He realized that the artifact wasn't just a tool. It was intelligent, aware of the danger, and guiding them. "We need to move now," he shouted. Lyra nodded. They ran toward a hidden transport bay on the station, dodging the last few drones. The artifact's energy shield protected them, humming in sync with Lyra's heartbeat. Ryan felt the hum resonate inside him, a strange mixture of fear and exhilaration. As they reached the bay, a sleek, hovering craft waited, powered by alien engines. Lyra opened the cockpit, gesturing for Ryan to enter. "This will take us closer to where we can truly understand the artifact's power. But the hunters will not give up easily. We must be faster, smarter, and braver than they expect." Ryan climbed in, feeling the craft lift off smoothly. He looked at Lyra, awe and respect mixing with adrenaline. "I never imagined my life could be like this," he said breathlessly. Lyra smiled faintly, eyes glowing softly. "It is only beginning. The universe is bigger than you know, and now you are part of it. Trust me, Ryan, and trust yourself." As the craft sped into the alien sky, leaving the hunting drones behind, Ryan felt a mix of excitement and dread. Danger was far from over, but he had never felt more alive. The first encounter had tested their limits, and yet, together, human ingenuity and alien power had survived. For Ryan, it was no longer just about curiosity or invention. It was about survival, trust, and a bond with a being from another world. A bond that could change everything. And in the distance, hidden in the shadows of the alien city, the hunters paused, scanning, calculating, and preparing for the next strike. The real challenge had just begun. The alien craft hummed quietly as it glided above the sprawling city of impossible towers. Lights of red and orange streaked past the windows, reflections dancing across Ryan's wide eyes. His mind still buzzed from the first encounter with the hunters. The drones, they were nothing like any human technology he had ever seen. But for the first time, he felt a strange thrill alongside his fear. He was part of something larger now, something cosmic. Lyra sat beside him, her glowing eyes focused on a holographic interface projected from the craft. Her hands moved gracefully, fingers tracing symbols that seemed alien yet intuitive. The artifact had somehow synced with the ship, its pulsing energy forming a protective shield around them. The hum resonated inside Ryan's chest, a steady rhythm that both comforted and warned him. "They won't give up easily," Lyra said softly, eyes never leaving the display. "They'll follow every lead, every trace. But there is a reason the artifact brought you into this, Ryan. A reason you must understand before the hunters catch up again." Ryan leaned closer. "What reason? Why me? Why did it choose me?" His voice was tinged with both fear and curiosity. Lyra took a deep breath, her glowing form reflecting off the ship's walls. "The artifact responds to beings it deems worthy. It recognizes courage, ingenuity, and the ability to make choices that others cannot. That is why it reacted to you tonight. But there is more. She paused, her hands hovering over the interface, summoning an image of herself in her true alien form. Luminescent skin, faintly shimmering wings, and eyes that glowed like stars. Ryan's jaw dropped. He could barely speak. You really like that? Lyra nodded. Yes, this is who I truly am. I have hidden my form among humans to protect the mission, and to protect you. I was sent to your world because you are crucial to what is coming. There is a cosmic threat that seeks to control or destroy. That artifact is part of the key to stopping them. Ryan's mind raced. He had spent his life solving mechanical puzzles, building machines, repairing circuits. But this was beyond his understanding. A cosmic threat, and I'm supposed to help? Lyra's gaze softened, a mixture of pride and worry in her expression. Yes, your mind, your heart, they are human qualities they cannot predict or control. You see patterns, think creatively, and make choices that machines, even alien ones, cannot anticipate. That is why I was sent to watch over you, and why the artifact chose to reveal itself to you tonight. The hum of the artifact grew louder, almost like it was speaking through vibrations in the air. Holographic symbols danced before them, projecting maps of star systems, energy currents, and hidden points of power. Lyra's wings shimmered faintly as she traced a line across the projection, showing a path between worlds. This path, she explained, leads to a place where the artifact's power can be fully unlocked. But it is not a place for humans alone. You and I must go together. Only our combined abilities, human ingenuity and alien energy, can succeed. Ryan swallowed hard, a mix of fear and awe running through him. And the hunters? They won't just let us go? Lyra's expression hardened. They will not. They are relentless, intelligent, and ruthless. But the artifact has given us an advantage. It senses their presence, predicts their moves, and guides us. We must follow its guidance exactly. One wrong step and we could lose everything. For a moment the hum softened and Ryan realized that the artifact wasn't just a tool. It was alive in a way he could feel, a sentient presence, aware of danger, aware of the humans and aliens connected to it. He glanced at Lyra, her glowing eyes fixed ahead, her wings tucked close to her body. She was no longer the maid he had known. She was a warrior, a guardian, and the key to surviving the cosmic threat. He felt a rush of respect and something deeper, trust and perhaps the beginnings of admiration. The ship shook suddenly, and Ryan gripped the console in front of him. What now? He asked, his voice tense. Lyra's eyes flicked to the sensors. They are tracking the residual energy of the artifact. The hunters are closing in, but the revelation is more important right now. You must understand your role. You are part of a chain that spans worlds. You have a responsibility. Not just to yourself, but to everyone who cannot defend themselves. The artifact chose you because you can think, adapt, and survive. Ryan's mind raced. He had never felt so small and so significant at the same time. Everything he had learned, every small skill he had, suddenly mattered on a cosmic scale. The humans he had known, the city he lived in, it was all just a fraction of what was at stake. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder, her touch warm despite her alien energy. Together we can succeed. Alone we will fail. Trust me, Ryan. Trust the artifact. And trust yourself. He nodded, swallowing his fear and letting determination replace it. He looked at the artifact glowing softly between them, and a strange connection pulsed through his body. He understood in that moment that this was bigger than any invention, any project, any problem he had ever solved. This was survival. This was courage. This was humanity. And he had to rise to it. The craft accelerated, diving into the alien sky, weaving between towers and energy currents, leaving the first wave of hunters behind. Ryan gripped the console, ready for whatever came next. And somewhere deep in the artifact he felt it pulse again, like a heartbeat, alive, aware, and now, fully revealing the truth. The revelation was complete. He was not just a human engineer. He was a key, and Lyra, the alien guardian, was there to guide him through a universe he had never imagined, a universe where courage and trust could tip the balance between survival and annihilation. The journey had only begun, but for the first time, Ryan felt ready. The alien craft cut through the swirling clouds of a neon-lit alien sky, leaving streaks of light behind them. Ryan gripped the controls, heart pounding, eyes wide with both fear and exhilaration. The city below seemed to shrink as they climbed higher, but the distant hum of hunters' drones echoed faintly in the energy currents. They were not safe yet. Lyra's eyes glowed softly, scanning the horizon with uncanny precision. "They are faster than I expected," she said, her voice calm but firm. "The hunters have adapted. They can trace the artifact's residual energy across star systems. We cannot slow down." Ryan swallowed hard, trying to steady his shaking hands. "How do we escape them?" Lyra's gaze met his, her expression determined. "By using what humans and aliens do best, creativity and instinct. Follow me and do exactly as I say." She pressed a sequence on the ship's console, and the craft's energy shield flared, shimmering like a bubble of liquid light. The artifact pulsed in response, amplifying its protective power. The first wave of hunter drones appeared in the distance, sleek black shapes cutting through the alien sky. Their red sensors glowed, scanning for the artifact, hunting for the humans. Lyra activated a cloaking field around the craft, but it was only partial. The hunters could still sense them if they closed in. Ryan felt a surge of fear, but also something else, a spark of courage. He had faced difficult problems on Earth, but this was entirely different. Life and death depended not only on technology, but on quick thinking and trust. "Ryan," Lyra said urgently, "take control of the left thrusters. Use the oscillation pattern I taught you yesterday. It will make our energy signature unpredictable." He nodded, gripping the controls. His mind raced, calculating trajectories, watching for the slightest flicker from the pursuing drones. He adjusted the thrusters, and the craft twisted and darted through the glowing currents of the alien atmosphere. The drones followed, but the artifact's energy shield created false signals, confusing their tracking systems. Lyra watched Ryan with pride. "Good, keep it steady. They cannot anticipate this combination of instinct and calculation." The chase took them out of the alien city and into the expanse of space. Stars stretched in every direction, nebulae casting eerie colors across the void. The hunters were relentless, accelerating faster than Ryan had ever imagined possible. But the artifact pulsed, creating a protective corridor that allowed the craft to dodge their attacks. Suddenly, one of the drones fired a beam of energy. It struck the shield with a loud crack, sending a shockwave through the craft. Ryan gritted his teeth, pressing forward. "It's too close." "What do we do?" Lyra's hands glowed as she channeled the artifact's energy through her body. "Brace yourself. We will jump through the dimensional corridor. It's risky, but it's the only way." The artifact's pulse grew stronger, resonating with both of them. Lyra extended her hands, wings unfurling slightly, and the craft began to vibrate. The hum became a deafening roar as the stars outside stretched and twisted. Ryan felt his stomach drop, the sensation like falling while moving faster than light. The hunters fired again, but their beams passed harmlessly through the shimmering corridor. Ryan gripped the controls, feeling the artifact's energy pulse through him, guiding every movement. He realized that human courage and alien power were working together. They were connected in a way that no machine or hunter could fully predict. The craft burst through the corridor and emerged near a hidden space station, cloaked among asteroid fields. The stars outside seemed to shimmer, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. Lyra let out a small breath. "We made it." But only barely. The hunters will not give up. They will find another way. Ryan looked at her, awe and respect glowing in his eyes. I never thought I could do something like this. The chase, the calculations, the danger. It's unlike anything on Earth." Lyra smiled faintly. "That is the point, Ryan. Humanity is unpredictable. That is your strength. And together we can unlock the artifact's full potential. But first, we need rest and we need to prepare. The real battle is yet to come." Ryan exhaled, feeling a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. He looked at the artifact glowing softly beside them. It had guided them, protected them, and connected him to Lyra in a way he could barely comprehend. He realized that he was not just a human engineer anymore. He was part of something vast, something that spanned worlds. The station's interior was dim but safe, with energy fields shielding them from the void. Lyra led him to a small chamber where they could regroup. "We are safe for now," she said. "But every second counts. The hunters will not stop. They are calculating, adapting, and learning. We must be ready." Ryan nodded, determination settling in his chest. He thought of Earth, of the city he had left behind, and of all the ordinary problems he had solved there. Nothing compared to this. Nothing could have prepared him for the responsibility he now carried. Not just to survive, but to protect the artifact, Lyra, and perhaps countless worlds. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. You did well today. Human courage and alien guidance together. They can overcome even the greatest threats. But remember, Rian, the chase is far from over. The universe is larger and more dangerous than you know. And the artifact, it has secrets yet to reveal. Ryan swallowed, feeling both fear and resolve. He realized that he had changed. The chase had tested him, pushed him beyond limits, and shown him that humans could rise to challenges even cosmic in scale. And beside him, Lyra, the maid who was now a guardian, an alien, a protector, was guiding him into a future he could never have imagined. The artifact pulsed softly between them, a heartbeat in the quiet of the station, promising more adventures, more danger, and more revelations. And somewhere in the darkness of space, the hunters recalculated their pursuit, readying themselves for the next confrontation. The chase across worlds was only the beginning. The hidden space station floated silently among the glittering asteroid fields, its energy shields shimmering faintly under the distant starlight. Inside, Ryan and Lyra stood in the control chamber, catching their breath after the relentless chase through the alien skies. The artifact lay between them, pulsating softly, as if acknowledging their survival and whispering promises of secrets yet to be revealed. Rian ran a hand over his face, feeling the tension of the last hours melt slightly. I can't believe we made it, he said, his voice a mix of exhaustion and wonder. The hunters, they were relentless. I've never seen anything like them. Lyra's glowing eyes softened as she studied him. They are relentless because they believe only power matters. They cannot understand courage, ingenuity, or trust. That is why we survived. She stepped closer, her wings tucked carefully, her presence calming yet powerful. And you have something they cannot predict. Your choices, your instincts, your human heart, those are the things that saved us. Ryan's heart pounded, a strange warmth spreading through him. He had spent his life solving mechanical puzzles and small problems in the city. But now, standing beside Lyra, he realized his life had become a puzzle of the universe itself. One wrong choice and worlds could fall, but together they had survived. The artifact pulsed suddenly, projecting holographic symbols and maps across the room. Light danced across their faces as Lyra moved her hands over the glowing projections. The artifact wants to show you something, she explained. It is more than a tool. It is a living repository of knowledge. It has chosen to reveal part of its secrets to both of us. Rian stepped closer, eyes wide with awe. Secrets? What kind of secrets? Lyra's expression became serious. The artifact can guide us to stop the hunters, yes, but it can also teach us about the forces shaping galaxies, the conflicts that span worlds, and the responsibilities we bear. But it responds to trust, to cooperation, and to bravery. We are a team now, bound not just by survival, but by purpose. As she spoke, Ryan felt a strange resonance between him, Lyra, and the artifact. A pulse of energy ran through the room, wrapping around them like a living embrace. He realized in that moment that their connection was more than circumstance, it was destiny. They were linked, human and alien, minds and hearts intertwined by the artifact and the challenges they faced. A sudden alert flashed on the console. The hunters had not given up. They were recalculating, plotting a new route to intercept them. Lyra's wings flexed slightly and her eyes glowed with determination. They will come again. And when they do, we must be ready. But now we can plan. Now we can prepare. Ryan nodded, determination replacing fear. We survived the chase. We can face them again. Together. Lyra smiled faintly, a mixture of pride and warmth. Yes, together. She extended her hand toward him, a gesture both simple and profound. Ryan took it without hesitation, feeling the alien energy pulse through his own body. The artifact flared briefly, almost as if approving the bond between them. For a moment the two stood in silence, the hum of the artifact filling the room. Outside the stars stretched infinitely, a reminder of how vast the universe truly was. Ryan felt a mixture of awe, fear, and a strange joy. He had stepped beyond the limits of his former life, into a world where courage, trust, and the unexpected power of human ingenuity could truly make a difference. Lyra's voice broke the silence. There is one more thing you must understand, Ryan. This bond we share, it is not just for survival. It is for the mission, yes, but also for growth. You will learn to see the universe not just as a series of problems to solve, but as a place where choices, heart, and courage matter. And together, we will face dangers no one else could survive. Ryan swallowed, feeling the weight of responsibility and the thrill of purpose. I understand. I'm ready, Lyra. Whatever comes next, I will face it. With you, Lyra's glowing eyes softened further. And I with you. Suddenly, the artifact pulsed brighter, sending waves of energy that filled the room. Holographic projections of distant worlds and alien fleets shimmered before them. The hunter's presence was still out there, but the artifact provided guidance, protection, and insight. It had revealed part of its knowledge, and Ryan understood that the next steps of their journey would take them far beyond anything he had ever imagined. The two moved toward the artifact, hands brushing over the glowing surface, feeling its power, its intelligence, and the bond it had created between them. The hum was like a heartbeat, steady and strong, a promise that together they could face anything. Outside, in the darkness of space, the hunters paused, calculating their next move. They were patient, relentless, and cunning, but they could not predict the courage and ingenuity of the human heart, nor the unwavering loyalty of the alien guardian. Ryan looked at Lyra, and she looked back. In that silent exchange, a mutual understanding passed between them. They were partners bound by trust, purpose, and the extraordinary circumstances that had thrown them together. The universe was dangerous, vast, and unpredictable, but they would face it together. As the stars stretched endlessly outside the station, the artifact pulsed one final time, bathing the room in soft light. It was a symbol of survival, of knowledge, and of a bond that transcended worlds. Ryan realized with a sense of awe and hope that he had never been alone, not truly. With Lyra by his side, and with the artifact guiding them, humanity and alien ingenuity together could face anything. And somewhere, out in the endless expanse of space, new adventures, challenges, and revelations awaited them. The bond between human and alien had been forged, tested, and proven. And in the quiet hum of the artifact, Ryan felt the promise of countless worlds depending on courage, trust, and the choices they would make, together. The universe was vast. The danger was real, and the story was far from over.